Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another YouTube live stream with your boy Pollux the Wise. I hope you guys are doing absolutely frogging splendid, taking care of yourselves, and as always, staying safe. So, today's live stream is going to be a little bit interesting because we are going to be showcasing almost all of the different heroes in Kingdom Hearts Vengeance and the fact that we modded them. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get frogging started. First things first. We're going to start from the beginning. Now, I said most of them because I have not tackled the dragons yet, and I would have liked to have gotten them all done today, but unfortunately, I just didn't have time, so yeah, that just wasn't going to happen. In any case, we're going to go ahead and start with Mr. Varuk. Yes, Manflesh. Manflesh. And of course, as always, we're going to be starting off things with Odal Farmlands, because that's normally the testing grounds of our choice. So let's go ahead and just hop straight into it. Let's go. All right. So yeah, Varuk got a little bit more HP now, and his damage goes up drastically quicker as far as whenever he is in melee combat. And actually, I think we're just going to go ahead and turn off the music in this for now. We don't really necessarily need that. But if we go ahead and test out Varuk here, you're going to notice a couple different changes here. Primarily, he spawns way more goblins now. So there's now a pack of 8 goblins in an X-shaped formation that basically allow Varuk to, hold a choke point for a little bit. We didn't change much about the stats of the goblins, but as you guys can see, Varuk already getting up to his max damage very quickly in just a couple of attacks, and he uses his swiping slash attacks a little bit more frequently here. So yeah, goblins didn't have much changed about them, but there's definitely more of them. Just makes Varuk a little bit more versatile as a choke point holder. And as you guys can see here, already 37 to 109 damage in like a matter of several swings. So Varuk is pretty chonky now. Now, as far as his Warmongers are concerned, there's 3 of them now. We didn't really change much about them other than the attack speed, just basically going burr. It's not too different, actually, but that being said, again, just really helps these guys hold a choke point. They won't go into melee combat, though, if I'm not mistaken. They are also a little bit weaker, so they are essentially a glass cannon. And as you guys can see here, we also did rework the reinforcements. I'll showcase these guys a little bit later. But you guys can see I already changed some stats on these guys as well. And I made the Pit Lord chance for spawning things in basically 100%. So with that out of the way, yeah, there wasn't really too much else about Varuk that we changed. His regeneration's definitely been improved. So he's going to keep himself healed alive a lot quicker, at least in melee combat. It's not insane, but, you do what you can. You do what you can. In any case, let's go ahead and move on to the next hero. So, Guillermo, hi, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing frog and splendid. We're going to take a look at Azra. Azra's been reworked a little bit to essentially be a bit more of a glass cannon. She's been rebalanced a little bit. I personally felt like she just kind of needed some tweaking here and there. She's a lot more squishy as far as HP is concerned. Zenosis, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Ribbit. Ribbit like a frouge. King Rexy, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you today? So here we go. Azra, as you guys can see, a little bit slow as far as the attack speed is concerned, but look at the Onyx arrows. Similar to what Rexy did with this hero design, which I personally absolutely loved that change to the Onyx arrows. So we're definitely going to keep that as part of the mainstay of Azra's, or, what you call it. Her range, it's a little bit shorter, at least visually speaking, but I don't think we changed too terribly much about it. But yeah, she's just basically meant to be more of a support hero. Now, as far as her ultimate ability is concerned, you guys can see there, improved tick damage. That poison rain of arrows, definitely a lot stronger now. So it was able to take out most of the footman's health, whereas before it probably would have left them, less, or I shouldn't say less HP, but it probably would have left them with much more HP than they currently had at that point. But yeah, there's not too much else to really say about Azra. Like, we made it so that her armor-piercing or armor-breaking capabilities are pretty much the same. Nothing too much changed there. But as you guys can see, she's just a decent support hero. Again, I felt like she was a little bit too strong in the vanilla version of the game, so we did nerf her kind of just a little bit overall, just in terms of damage, attack speed. If I put her into melee combat, however, she was buffed for sure. So she definitely has a much faster melee attack speed, and her shield lasts a lot longer. So the speed at which it degenerates is insanely slower than before. And as you guys can see, it also just allows her to survive a lot more hits from a melee encounter. I kind of wish I could get her to use her poison attack. We'll see if she uses it here at some point. I did increase the cooldown on that thing because it's improved tick damage. But as you guys can already see here, she does not have a lot of health, and she's rapidly losing it. So we'll see if we can get her to use her poison arrow thingy, or poison spider bite. As you guys can already see, yeah, she almost basically died from that encounter with the watchdog. Kind of insane. Let's see if we can get her to use it on this recruit. Come on. She really just doesn't want to use it. That's kind of insane. Perhaps I made the cooldown a little bit too long. But there we go. The shield will at least help buy some time. I just want to showcase this once for a moment. I mean, the cooldown for the thing is literally like 1 minute. So she should use it at any point now. Because it's been well over a minute. For a moment. She's literally about to solo this footman. Bruh. Maybe because of her fast attack rate, she cannot use it. Also had a similar issue when modding her. The attack speed shouldn't matter. She should be able to use it regardless once she completes the animation. But perhaps you have a point. Perhaps she's not able to use it. Interestingly enough. But yeah, still really good overall. Again, just mostly a support hero. So, barring the obvious issue with her somewhat of an insta-kill not working correctly, we're just going to move on to the next hero. Now, Olak. Olak, definitely one of the more crappy heroes in this game. I gave him a massive rework, ladies and gentlemen. So as you guys will see, he now has high magic resistance. So basically, he is going to be really good against things such as Arcane Magi and, other magic attacking units such as like the Ice Witches, etc. You're also going to notice he moves a lot quicker. We didn't change much about his base damage, but that is because I didn't really want to rework that too terribly much. I increased his attack speed, I increased the number of clones that he summons, and as you guys can see, they basically fire much quicker. So yeah, that's part of how we buffed him. The fireball, the massive fireball that you just saw there that he wasted on nothing, basically deals more damage. The lava geysers last longer, they deal improved damage. However, it is physical damage. Before it was true damage. I felt like that was a little bit too strong. But as you guys can see, they are just absolutely shredding through this horde of enemies. And if I put Olak into melee combat, if he'll even go into melee combat for a moment, let's see if I can get him to do that. Yeah, you guys can see there he has improved melee attack speed. And essentially, he's pretty similar to the way that Rexy modded him. The only difference being that I'm pretty sure Rexy's clones that Olak summons basically don't last as long, and I'm pretty sure there's less of them. I think there's only 2. Also, the number of towers that he can buff, range has been increased. And if I use the teleport ability, it's got a much longer cooldown, but it does send enemies far further back. Further back. But, of course, if we call the next wave early, it still is going to have a respectable cooldown reduction. And as you guys can see here, doing a pretty good job just holding the line. Basic stuff. But, yeah, look at the distance that these 4 recruits here in the back just got teleported. All the way from here to back here. Much better as far as, like, teleportation is concerned. I think, personally, this is a much better... Yeah, there we go. There's the usage of the tower buffing. But Olak is actually, like, good now. Ifko Bear, welcome to the stream. We're doing Frog and Splendid. Ribbit. Oh my god, he has 8 clones on the map. What the hell? Bruh. Wait, I didn't even realize they lasted this long. Okay. Might need to rework that. That might just be a little bit too busted. There they go. Now they all exploded. For a moment. Just send enemies off the map. Bruh. Are towers behind paywall on the PC version? Fatal, welcome to the stream. No, they are not. So if you buy the game on Steam, you will actually have access to all the premium heroes and premium towers that would be considered a paywall on mobile edition. So I strongly encourage you to do that. Plus, you're going to be able to mod the game. And yeah, there's a lot that the Steam version has to offer. The only disadvantage that you're going to run across is the fact that there is no current shop where you can spend gems. That being said, there is some code in these files that basically, you know, what was I going to say? You won't be able to use the shop items that you would normally be able to on the mobile version of the game. If Go Bear is saying, hello, Pollux, finally have some time to watch your stream. Hopefully the energy won't turn off again here. Oh, well, sorry to hear that. All right, moving on. Margosa. Margosa did get a little bit of a rework. She's a little bit better now. She's been nerfed in some ways, buffed in others. I still have not been able to fix the speed of the bat that accompanies her. It just follows along slowly for some reason. But as you guys can see, she now has medium magic resistance, improved health, and a little bit more consistent damage. But to nerf her, we did increase the amount of time that it would take for her to respawn. If we summon her in her beast mode form, so to speak, the damage has been nerfed. But the life steal from enemies is still just the same. It's just, I felt like her beast form was just a little bit too strong. Especially considering the fact that she has such a fast attack speed. The bat does also deal improved damage. And if we wait long enough, we should see her use her abilities for like the mist and other such things. I'm excited to see Gigagrosh and Junpei. Yeah, we didn't change too terribly much about them. There were some changes that we made to Grosh, just a few minor changes. Junpei got a bit of a rework, for sure. The mist has been improved to have a bigger area of effect, despite the visual still remaining small. So this is also improved tick damage as well, for enemies who walk through the mist, and improved chance to miss their attacks. So there you go. See, she uses that teleport ability much more often now, which is nice. So she'll be able to kind of clutch enemies that are near the back of your line a little bit more often, which is great. So, however, that being said, obviously she still can't do that while she's in beast form. I'm honestly debating about whether or not I want to change that. We might just do that, but we'll see. And yeah, Jack. Jack has had his ultimate improved a little bit, not in terms of necessarily the speed at which enemies run in conjunction with the horses, but the duration. But we'll get to that shortly. But yeah, there's not too much else to say about Margosa, so let's go ahead and move on to the next hero. Because we do have quite a few still left to get through. Mortimus. Good old Mortimus. Now, Mortimus has had a massive rework. Mortimus has a lot of things that we had to change about this guy. So, once again, like Margosa, he has medium magic resistance. Again, just kind of makes sense considering that he's a lich, you know, in and of himself. He deals with the dead and necromancy, or necromancy, whatever you pronounce it. But we made him a little bit more squishy. His damage is much more consistent as well. And yeah, he's definitely got an improved Rotten Bodyguard. So let's take a look at this bad boy. A lot more health. And there's no longer the issue of the enemies moving forward slightly on each attack. So we improved the attack speed of the Rotten Bodyguard. Show them the Doom Tank. Wink, wink. Oh yeah, no, we're going to get to the Doom Tank. Trust me. We did mod that hero, and that will be as part of this showcase for now, for sure. But let me tell you something. It's kind of insane. So check this out. These guys lose their resistances from much further away. So the Grim Presence ability has improved AoE size. And as you guys can see here, if I can get some zombies up on the battlefield real quick. Mortimus should be able to summon in a lot more zombies, so that's good. And the zombies now no longer passively lose their HP, so they will remain there basically until they get attacked. So they're not going to be like the Rotten Forest Treants, which, by the way, since the live stream that I did showcasing those towers, Rotten Forest Treants have been heavily nerfed as far as their HP is concerned, so they're no longer stronger than Dark Knights, and they are still just as susceptible to magic damage from things such as Arcane Magi as they were before, or the Griffin Bombardiers. So, yeah, Doom Tank is already an enjoyable hero to play in vanilla, but his ultimate is quite mid. Oh, you're going to see what we did with the ultimate. It's muy bueno. It's muy bueno. Also, the max number of zombies that Mortimus can spawn has been increased slightly. Not too terribly much, but, you know, just enough to make it a little bit of a difference. So let's go ahead and put Mortimus into melee combat here. I kind of want him to die so that you guys can see what happens. We're going to need to wait for the Pit Lord to despawn. But yeah, as you guys can also see, we definitely reworked the Pit Lord. I actually have an idea for the Pit Lord that I wanted to pitch to you guys while you guys are here watching the live stream. So what I was thinking was, rather than making the Pit Lord chance 100% every time you summon reinforcements, because I rebalanced the Pit Lord to be a lot stronger, both in terms of attack speed and damage and HP, I figured that it might be more prudent to... You guys see where we have our list of emergency spells down here? If we could come up with some kind of different icon right here, and then put like a fourth slot here next to this, or even an entirely new set of like 3 new abilities to the right of this one, it might be cool to just have the Pit Lord be its own unique ability that you can summon to the battlefield every so often, but obviously with an increased cooldown, so you can't just spam it like you can with the reinforcements. I gotta wait and see. Can we get Mortimus over here, please? Go into melee combat, please. Thank you. Somebody needs to kill Mortimus. Okay, rip. Let's see if I can, Yep, there we go. We'll see if we can get him to die. Stefan Andrzejczyk, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I like that his base attack RNG is 55 to 97 instead of like 20 to 120. Yeah, again, the point was to kind of make him more consistent. Okay, come on, Mortimus. You should die here any second. Come on. No, he just barely lives. Bruh. Put him up against the troop captain or something quickly, Ree. No, don't let him heal. Come on, damn it. For a moment. Are you kidding me? B. Alright. Now you should die. Okay, yep, that is a lot of damage. Okay. Please? Please? I just want to showcase the death ability. No, why did you send him backwards? Okay, wait, never mind. The footman will finish him off. Come on, please. And now there should be an increased number of zombies that spawn. Yep, so as you guys can see, a lot more zombies. Once again, they don't lose their HP passively, so they will remain there and just hold a choke point in the event that Mortimus dies. Again, just makes him really, really versatile as a stalling barracks unit type thing. McPlusk, yo-ho-ho, fro-ho-ho. Prodigy Failure, welcome to the stream. Bro, he is eternal? I know, right? I am eternal! Okay, anyways. But yeah, that's basically all the changes for Mortimus right now. So let's go ahead and move on to the next hero. That wasn't too bad of an invitation either. Oh boy, Trauman. Oh god. Okay, how do we explain Trauman? How do we explain what we did? Yeah, who doesn't prefer consistency? Get our boy Joe. Joe Mama? What? I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah, Trauman's had a bit of a rework. He's a lot more squishy. He no longer has low armor, physical armor. I just felt like that didn't make sense with all the bombs he's carrying on his back. This guy, he's weak, he's unarmored, he's meant to be a glass cannon. I just didn't think it made sense for him to even have armor to begin with, so I said, "Fuck this shit," and we removed that. So here we go. Basically, yeah, you can already see what has changed about Mr. Trauman. He's throwing a lot more boom bots. Now, obviously, these have reduced damage, and the missiles also just go burr. So, yeah, he's basically creating himself his own little minefield here. But there is a max number of boom bots that he can summon. Obviously, the damage, like the minefield that can kind of get recreated by the Rocket Riders, basically has reduced damage for each mine, if you will. Yeah, Goblin with Armor, Cursed. Now here comes the main attack damage. So he's basically alternating. Every single time he throws out a boom bot, he will throw his regular attack, and it's pretty disgusting. But that's not even the most broken part about this hero. I want to wait and see if we can get him to use his flashbang ability. I'm not sure if he will, just simply because of the cooldown. That might kind of mess things up. Now that being said, there he did use it. Never mind. I apologize. But it does have increased stun duration, so that's a little bit more versatile now. Okay, and he also finally went into melee combat. Very, very nice. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and let him chill down here for a little bit, do his thing. Let's go ahead and test out his ultimate. You guys get to see what this does. The problem is, actually here, you know what? Allahu Akbar. So the bombs run a lot faster. They have much bigger AoE. They're no longer sublane dependent. And yeah, let's just say the damage that they output is disgusting. I think there's up to a maximum of, I think, like 10 or 12 bombs that run out through the path. But as you can see there, just one bomb alone, almost enough to delete a recruit's health on impossible difficulty by itself, which is insane. And look at this. Trauman down here just literally chilling with a freaking army of boom bots. Again, they don't, last forever. The missiles are just kind of long-range artillery support. I kind of kept their damage low just because of how frequently Trauman uses it. But as you guys can see, Trauman is a lot better now, and rightfully so. This guy, he's meant to be a glass cannon. He's meant to deal solid DPS, and he's just meant to be a fun hero to use. Not that he wasn't in the vanilla version of the game to begin with, but that being said, it is what it is. Prodigy saying, watched your videos about rating all the heroes' towers abilities. Damn, really like your opinions. Such a Chad move to just give all the dragons F-. Kind of unique opinion for almost everything. Yeah, I have a bit of a hot take on the franchise, but that's because the criteria I use to base my tier lists off of is not the mainstream or meta. Most people go based off of just straight up strength and how strong things are. I go off of a different approach. I go, how balanced are things, Isn't he called Trauman and not Tremin? Did I say Tremin? I apologize if I did. Yep, I was leveling up heroes and frontiers recently. Boneheart is something else, and I'm not even talking about Ice Sculpt and Murgla. Yeah, I think it's Murglin. But that's basically all of the changes for Trauman for now, so let's go ahead and move on to the next hero, Jigu. Jigu got some much-needed love. He was a bit weak in my personal opinion, despite his stats, and he just felt like a meh hero overall. That being said, given his rework, medium magic resistance, you guys are going to find that on a lot of heroes. We gave them magic resistance instead of physical armor. Don't worry, though. There are some heroes that do have physical armor, I promise. You guys already saw Varuk got buffed with his armor. Doomtang got buffed with his armor, as you guys will see later down the line. Junpei also got a little bit of a rework to his armor. It's been slightly increased across the board at all levels. But we kept Junpei's speed slow for a reason. This guy's pretty nuts now. So wait until you see his abilities. Also wait until you see his ultimate. It's freaking... Tremin is the correct frick. Are you serious? Meh. Meh. Yeah, balance is really important in this game. So as you can see, the snowball deals a lot more damage now. It doesn't get thrown as often, but you guys will notice that it does have pretty good AoE if we manage to group up some of these enemies. Let's test out his ultimate. Check this out. Yoink. So it now extends to a much greater amount. And if the enemies run through the crystals, they'll take a lot better chip damage. The slow factor is obviously improved. So they just been chilling. So let's go ahead here. Can we get him to use his Icy Breath? That would be great. He's not going to use it, is he? That's a rip. Bro moment. Come on. Okay, there he goes. Very nice. Why are you not using your Earthquake attack? Bro moment. Is there just not enough enemies in range? I would think there would be. You should be using it any minute now. But the point is, once he does start to use it, he will essentially use it for a longer duration. There we go. He finally starts to use it. Bruh, there's like nobody in range for him to hit. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit better. But yeah, as you guys can see, the ultimate's been improved. A lot of different things have been improved. I honestly wish I could have given this guy a basic, like, splash attack for his main damage. As his main attack in melee combat. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury yet. I still am working on the code to figure that out. Yes, winter is coming. Prepare for the Ice Age. And all that good stuff. But, oh yeah. No, it's muy bueno. Muy, muy bueno. Allahu Akbar. Look at this. Look at the soul impact. Just and that just keeps going. It don't stop going. Yeah, Demon Guards are also good now. Check out the stats. So they're basically like the original Demon spawn from Kingdom Rush 1. And yeah, their Death Nova explosion damage has been drastically improved. This is the Pit Lord, by the way. Oh, wait. Oh, he disappeared. Whoops. There we go. So yeah, he's obviously been improved. His ranged attack speed has been improved as well as his damage. So it's a lot more consistent just across the board. We made every single stat basically the same. And yeah, as you guys can see, it's pretty nuts. Also, the AoE of the fireballs that he throws, the size range has been drastically increased. So it affects more enemies. But that being said, let's go ahead, Mr. Jigu. Yeah, because we're never going to get him to a point where he's going to die. Like, straight up. He just doesn't die. Anyways, are you guys ready for the most fun hero of the game? Here we go. Doomtank. Oh boy. Check this bad boy out. So now instead of summoning 3 units at level 10, or, with his expendables at level 3, he now summons 5. They have improved HP across the board at all tiers, not just level 1 and 2. And they have better low armor. So, they're a little more versatile. Doomtank has improved armor rating, improved HP. We kept his damage basically the same, but his range of his main attack, the AoE size, and the cooldown didn't get changed, but just the range of the main attack did. So he's going to be able to use it from much further away. The Earthquake also affects a much larger area. The missiles fire more frequently, but we did nerf the damage slightly across the board. But as you guys can see, these guys are basically going burr. So yeah, very nice. Also, yeah, the Scorch Cannon. Improved tick damage. And it's true damage, I might add. Okay, we need to fix the missile AI, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But yeah, Doomtank has gotten some much needed love. He was still pretty darn strong to begin with in the vanilla version of the game. But that being said, I still feel like it was prudent to just make him a little bit more fun. Fired the missiles. Ribbit, the real Morgan, welcome to the stream. Oh, you guys ready to see his ultimate? Yo, check out what we did with Doomtank's ultimate. Are you ready? Are you frogging ready? Here we go. Allahu Akbar. Just lights up the entire area. The only thing you'll notice is that we did drastically reduce the damage at level 3. So it's not 12 per tick. It's now down to, I think, like 5 or 7. One of the two. But yeah, obviously it affects a much, much bigger area. It's basically like an entire lane nuke, similar to Barisad's ability. But obviously more, well, targeted, I guess, just because. But yeah, the flames extend much further, just giving them more time to deal more damage. That's kind of the idea behind this ability. But as you guys can see, it's so much fun to use this thing. You can just plop it down in a lane and it just nukes. Yeah, dude just drops Inferno on the battlefield, literally. We might need to nerf the cooldown on this a little bit, just so that you can't spam it as often as we are right now. But yeah, other than that, I think for the most part, this ability is pretty darn good. It's definitely gotten a good rework. But yeah, look at this. The Watchdog can't even get through the flames. It doesn't matter how fast he's running. You can run all you want, sir. That's not going to help you. It's just muy bueno. In any case. But yeah, that is basically all of the changes to Doomtank. Keep in mind, he still does have his ridiculously long cooldown, which, as he should, because given how strong he is at this point. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next hero. Junpei. Junpei, we did change some things about him. Not too terribly much as far as his base stats are concerned. Once again, kind of like Olak. I really didn't want to mess with that too terribly much other than his ranged attack speed did get a substantial buff, so he uses his ranged attacks more often. I'm still trying to fix the banner so that it also heals himself. I have not figured out that code yet to work, though, but he definitely has much improved tidal wave attack, as you guys just saw there. The stun for that is also increased, as is the damage, and the tentacle ability here also has improved tick damage, just slightly reworked. It's not too much of a buff, it's just a little smidge more damage per tick at each level. But as you guys can see here, it also lasts for much longer as well, which is very nice. But he does use the banners quite often. In fact, it now has 100% uptime, and at certain points you can have 2 banners on the battlefield for just a brief couple of seconds. So here, as you guys can see, there's 2 banners, but the second one pretty much disappears almost immediately. But yeah, I think Junpei is in a decent spot where he is right now. I also did increase his damage multiplier if he happens to get to low enough health in melee combat. So instead of it being, I think it was like 1.1 or 1.3 originally, we drastically increased that to 2.5 times the normal damage. So he's going to be a lot stronger in both melee and ranged combat if he happens to drop to below 20%. So that being said, we're not really going to have much opportunity to see that get used here. but obviously you guys can see the other abilities are working out pretty darn well. With that being said, his silencing ability, that one ability where he highlights some of the enemies with an orange circle underneath them, it slows their movement speed. The silencing ability that he has with that was originally set to a duration of 120 seconds. That has now been drastically reduced. It's not going to be as long as it was before, so we've made it to 10, 12, and 15 seconds at each level upgrade. And with that, ladies and gents, that about does it for Junpei. Yeah, he basically was pretty good for the most part as far as where he's at in terms of abilities. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. The AI missed that doggo completely. Doggo go burr. Let's go ahead and move on to the next hero. Mr. Jack-O-Lantern. Now, you might be asking, why did I skip Barrisat and all the other dragons? We have not modded them yet. I will be showcasing them as a separate video. I won't be doing a live stream for these. These will be a separate video. But let's go ahead and use Jack-O-Lantern real quick. Honestly, I could have just done a video for this too, but still, either way. Here we go. Let's go. So, Jack-O-Lantern. Improved physical armor and a little bit more consistent on damage. I mean, not too terribly much, but he has improved attack speed. It's down to 1 second instead of 2. He throws his explosive head more frequently at 2-second cooldown instead of, 4-second cooldown, I think it was originally. So as you guys can see there, he's going to use that main attack speed a lot more frequently. And Haunted Blade will get used more frequently as well. So we did buff that cooldown slightly by just an extra second. Excuse me. He now also summons 5 ghouls instead of just 4. So that's cool. So he has a little bit more crowd control. As you guys can see here, he's doing a pretty good job just being a single solo duelist. Imagine making a mod with heroes and actually change the dragons to troll players. That would be hilarious. I honestly am just thinking about giving all the dragons like 0 damage. Bro moment. I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and test out his ultimate though. His ultimate has been a little bit reworked with improved tick damage, and the duration lasts for much, much longer. So as you guys can see here, the speed factor at which enemies move back, they last a little bit longer inside of the horse's proximity. So they're going to take more damage over time because of that. But basically, yeah, we wanted to make his ultimate a little bit more strong. And as you guys can see here, there's not too much else to Jack-O-Lantern besides all of this. But as you guys can see here, look at the ultimate ability. All of these recruits, all of these footmen are staying in range for much longer. The duration is longer. The tick damage is better. And it just all adds up to overall a better ultimate ability effect. Once again, kind of a little bit of a lane clear. That's kind of the theme for a lot of the ultimate abilities for these heroes. The only difference being Azra's was extremely nerfed. And you could argue that Junpei's was only buffed so, marginally that it just doesn't make a difference. You could argue that's a bit of a nerf as well, but it's not quite the same thing. Yeah, he's dropping head faster. That's so nice. Don't lose your head! And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Grosh, who we honestly didn't change all that much about. Grosh is pretty much the same. He's gotten a little bit more of a HP buff and damage buff when he's away from melee units or allied units, etc. But he still is just as slow as he was before. The stun duration for some of his abilities is a little bit better. It was basically just marginal changes. I really thought that Grosh overall was a strong hero to begin with. There wasn't that much that we really needed to change about this guy. Again, he's basically a good solo duelist. I just tweaked some of the abilities stats-wise. It's kind of hard to tell considering the fact that, he's already as strong as he is. But that being said, the damage of the ultimate ability was reduced a little bit, so it's not quite as busted as it was before. So if we go ahead and use that, like, say, over here, it's still comparable to what it had originally, but not quite as much. And yeah, that is basically that for the heroes. So with that being said, hopefully by the end of tomorrow, if not the end of this week, we will have all of the rest of the dragons basically modded, and I will showcase that to you guys in a separate YouTube video. And in any case, if you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comment section below, if not the chat. and I will hopefully see you guys all in the next live stream or YouTube video. This is Pollux the Wise. Peace out.